Hello there and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. You're joining me, Devi Paldano. Now, before we head into your stories in more detail, let's first take a look at your headlines this afternoon. Five more COVID-19 deaths confirmed. Cabinet approves to waive landing and parking fees to encourage airlines to operate flights to Sri Lanka. US President-elect Joe Biden receives his dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Now moving on to one of your headline-making stories. The Cabinet has approved to waive the landing and parking fees for aircraft from the 26th of December to the 19th of November 2021. This was after the Tourism Ministry had tabled a proposal citing that the international aviation sector is facing a crisis. Cabinet approval has also been granted to ink an agreement with the European Union to obtain a grant of 18 million euros for a project to uplift the country's judicial system. The government said that the total cost for the project has been estimated at 19.2 million euros and that the UNICEF and UNDP have agreed to finance the remaining cost. Yesterday's cabinet meeting has also seen approval being granted to implement a national psychological or mental health policy between 2020 and 2030. The new policy is aimed at strengthening leadership and research activities, providing extended mental health services, human resource development, and empowering the community. In a statement, the Government Information Department said that previous mental health policy has been formulated in 2005. Now, during the cabinet media briefing, journalists also questioned the plan taken to bring Russian tourists to Sri Lanka. Cabinet spokesperson Dr. Ramesh Pathiran stated that this is a pilot project. It was also stated that the number of arrivals or the number of aircraft is yet to be known. Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathiran stated that tourists visiting Sri Lanka as a safety bubble should undergo PCR testing from their home country and should also undergo PCR testing upon arrival in Sri Lanka. Now, taking a look at another one of your headline-making stories, another 5 COVID-19 deaths were reported in the country today.
According to the Government Information Department, a 68-year-old inmate from the Valikada prison, a 55-year-old resident from Colombo 15, a 77-year-old resident from Darga town, a 63-year-old female from Maggona, and an 83-year-old resident from Colombo 10 were among the deceased. Accordingly, the number of COVID-19 deaths reported in the country rose to 181. Another 370 COVID-19 patients were identified in the country yesterday, raising the total number of infections reported in the country to 37,630. 415 patients recovered yesterday, raising the total number of recoveries in the country to 28,682.
The Galle Magistrates Court yesterday ordered to seek the advice of the Director General of Health Services regarding a death of a person infected with COVID-19 in Galle after returning from treatment. Relatives requested that the body should be kept in the hospital cold storage facility until the expert committee report on the matter is released. Acting Deputy Director General of Health Dr. Hemantha Herath was inquired about this at a media briefing held today.
There is an issue with regard to the cremation of the Muslims who died from the virus. The government has provided cold storage facilities to keep these bodies. What is the procedure here? Is it provided by the government or is it done by the private sector?
The responsibility falls on the government. Right now we have a process which we follow when keeping the dead bodies until cremation, if there is an ongoing judicial proceeding. And we have been following this procedure and we will continue it even in the future. According to the need, we sometimes outsource these facilities.
Meanwhile, tourists are scheduled to arrive in the country after the 26th of December. What are the measures being taken to bring these tourists into the country?
We have issued a comprehensive set of guidelines to the relevant authorities on how to bring down tourists from other countries. We have not proposed to reduce the quarantine procedure for any tourist. Questions were raised at the cabinet media briefing today regarding the controversial anti-COVID-19 tonic.
Has
the government provided any sponsorship to the Dhammika tonic that has been manufactured by Dhanapala, who is a mason? Half the country has consumed the tonic. If there is any complication that arises as a result, who will take the responsibility?
There is an investigation being carried out by the experts appointed by the State Minister of Health, Dr. Chandrajayasumana. The Pharmacology Department of the Ayurveda Department has given the approval for this. The tonic has to now receive the ethical clearance. The relevant details for the ethical clearance will be provided to the Ethics Committee tomorrow. After the Ethics Committee clearance is received from the Ayurveda Department, it will be submitted for a scientific investigation or a scientific test. The Western medical practice is one that is based on evidence. We have to know for sure that the tonic cures the virus. That is the test that we hope to do.
Jathika Janabalawege leader Anrukumara Disanayake has cautioned of possible spike in the cost of electricity bills amidst moves to abolish the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka. There is an act in the country called the Public Utilities Commission Act. Who is going to look at this from the perspective of the people? If they increase the price of oil or water or electricity, the people do not have the ability to control these things. The people will have to purchase these at the cost as what they set. When contracts are awarded and when the prices are decided, the PUCSL is the commission that looks into these from the perspective of the people. The power industry is expecting investments of approximately $2 billion. The PUCSL is attempting to stop the fraud from happening. It is trying to stop the corruption. They're trying to stop the people from being unnecessarily burdened. What should the government be doing now? They should consider the proposals put forward by the PUCSL. What is the government doing? They're trying to abolish the PUCSL. Now in your weather update this afternoon, the Department of Meteorology has said that heavy showers exceeding 100 millimeters can be experienced in the eastern and Uva provinces and also in the Mullaitivu, Kilinochchi, Polonnaruwa, Matale and Nuwara districts. Forecasts have said other parts of the country may experience showers or thunder showers after 1 p.m. today.
Intermittent showers can be experienced in the northern, eastern, north central, central, Uva and northwestern provinces and in Hambantota district. Other parts of the country may experience showers after 1 p.m. Some areas in the districts of Mullaitivu, Kilinochchi, Polonnaruwa, Matale and Nuwara may receive downpours exceeding 100 millimeters. Strong winds up to 50 kilometers per hour can be experienced in the Hambantota district and the central region. The people are advised to take adequate precaution to minimize damages caused by temporary strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Wind speeds in the northeastern seas can range between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour. In the meantime, wind speeds in the seas off Colombo to Kankasanturai, Trincomalee and Galle via Batticaloa may increase up to 50 or 60 kilometers at times.
Meanwhile, landslide warnings have been issued to 5 divisional secretariats including Kandy, Matale, Nuwara and Badula due to the inclement weather. Residents of Polonnaruwa have been affected due to heavy rains experienced in the district. Our correspondent reported that more than 100 acres of paddy fields in the areas such as Valikanda, Magulapokona, Kalingavilla and Sevanapiti have been inundated by floods. Interns attached to the state institution staged a protest opposite the Kandy District Secretariat office yesterday seeking permanent employment. The trainee graduates recruited in 2019 by the government as interns had been notified that they would be offered permanent employment within a year of completing service. But the failure to keep the promise prompted graduates to stage a protest opposite the Kandy District Secretariat office yesterday. We cannot provide an undertaking at our level. The higher echelon of the government will direct us to offer permanent employment for a certain date. It's better to be engaged in an internship at an institution of one's interest rather than remaining unemployed. There has been no decision yet on confirming their employment. The demonstration had been called off following talks with the district secretary.
It has been a year and 4 months since 14,283 graduates were offered internship at state institutions during August and September last year. We haven't been offered permanent employment yet. The government recruited us in the state service by assuring that we would be offered permanent employment in a year. We are receiving a poor salary of 20,000 rupees. We wish to ask the government whether they remember graduates only during an election.
Another group of training graduates staged a protest opposite the Matale District Secretariat office seeking permanent employment as well. The tourism zone in Kalpitiya has been opened for local tourists subject to all COVID-19 health precautions. All tourism activities were halted for over 9 months owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. Our correspondent said that tourists can now watch dolphins, whales and coral reefs in the Kalpitiya beach while adhering to health guidelines. Those engaged in the Kalpitiya tourism industry said that the fish population has increased this year due to less number of tourists during the past few months. The bodies of 2 individuals who went missing 2 days ago have been recovered in the vicinity of a lake in Dodambala. Police suspect that the victim may have died of electrocution. The deceased has been identified as individuals aged 65 and 30. The Peradeniya police are conducting further investigations into the incident. And with that, we wrap up lunchtime news here on TV1. For more news, log on to our award-winning website, that is www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Devi Paldano. Take care.